All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to his due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yasha, Bahashim Chakadas, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are taught the truth, and peace, blessings, love, and salutations to those elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Today, this brother Iwab come back to today with another lesson through the spring power of Yahweh Shabbat Chakadas, entitled "Who Said the Governments?" What was it? Who said the governments couldn't overpower the states? It's lucky. Let me turn my share screen on. Not yet though, but because not over here in America yet, but over in Babylon, but over in Germany, you got the government upper house. They approved a law that allowed the government to overrule states concerning the Crown 19, the Crown Royal restrictions. Like over in America, you got states who are, they have, they stopped the face mask. You don't got to wear a face mask in some states. Texas, I believe they went full. You don't have to. There's no restrictions. 100% capacity in their in the bars, in the restaurants, in the venues. I believe there in Mississippi. That was like a month or so ago. So I don't know if they went back to it. You had these other states. They said you don't got to wear face masks no more. They have been lenient. They have loosened the restrictions. Be out however late you want. You can, instead of this many people gathering together, you can have as many people as you want gathering together. So over in Babylon the Great, America, you got these restrictions being loosened, but in the other countries, these other continents, man, they are getting stricter and stricter with they law, with they coming harder and harder down, and they ain't playing no games. Let me just get that real quick. Yeah, I didn't forget this time, but this is Revelation. Revelation 12 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So it's like that he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So this devil's time in rulership is short, man. They don't have much more time left to be in rulership. So they gonna come down harder and harder, man. I know I say this all the time, but it's true, man. Through the spring power of Yahweh Shah, this is it. This is it. We are seeing the signs coming to pass, man. We are seeing these signs that the Lord, our Lord and big brother Yahweh HaMashiach told us. We're seeing the signs that he told us will come to pass before the end. And we are seeing them come. They are coming down with great wrath, man. They're coming down harder and harder. When have you ever heard of a government overpowering states in any country? Lest it be like communism, like China. But somewhere like Germany, that the government is not supposed to have more power than states. Especially over in America, the states, if the states want to loosen the restrictions, the government, the upper government can't do nothing about it. And that is soon to come over to America, man, over to Babylon the Great. And I know the brother in Germany, they overseeing everything pop off, man. Because we got some brothers in the faith over in Germany, and they live in Germany, and they seeing it pop off right before their eyes. So they seeing it before we see it, man. They getting a glimpse, man. So I just wanted to get this this little this article real quick and two videos. Let me share my screen. This is from RT News. They're speaking about Germany. This is soon to come to America. This was published today, April 22nd. Today, 22nd. Coming April 22nd, 2021. Year of hastening the coming of our Lord. Hastening the coming and the day of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. It says Germany's upper house approves plan to give government power to overrule states on Crown 19 restrictions. That the sign says mask mandatory, cover your mouth and nose. So going into the article, we ain't gonna get much of it, but it says, as sorry as we are. Man, these damn devils, they're not sorry, man. They want this, man. They want things to get ramped up. If it was up to them right now, they would just put everybody on lockdown. They would go full martial law, which is soon to come. But it says, also on RT.com, it says, it ain't gonna let me copy it, but it says, as sorry as we are, German lawmakers approve new controversial Crown 19 lockdown bill following heated debate. I'm gonna get a video on that. But it says Germany's Bundestag, the country's upper house of parliament, has approved a law that gives Chancellor Angela Merkel's government greater powers to combat Crown Royale, including overruling federal states to impose restrictions. So the upper house government has powers to impose if the other states say, all right, I want to loosen the restrictions. The government can be like, no, I don't want you to loosen the restrictions, and they can't do nothing about it. But it says, once it comes into effect on June 30th, the law will give the government the ability to impose evening curfews on states, declare restrictions on gatherings, reduce crowds at events, and limit shop opening times, as well as close schools and force students to learn remotely. It says these measures would be used if an area exceeded a 7-day incident rate of 100 new infections per 100,000 residents over 3 consecutive days. So they saying if they get to a certain point, if the infection rate gets to a certain point, they can do this. But they really getting the power to just do it whenever they want, which is soon to come, man. It said the law still requires the approval from President Frank-Walter Steinmeier, which he is expected to give later on Thursday, which today's Thursday. They said, I think in the video it says Thursday or Friday, but it says making the legislation official and allowing it to be published in the Federal Gazette. It says Merkel's team have defended the law and praised Parliament for supporting it, with her chief of staff, Braun, saying a federal emergency break is urgently needed as the current level of infections is far too high in most regions. So these demons, these devils, is saying that it's urgent, it's needed, which is all for the bigger agenda, man. Things always, things are happening over these, or are happening over in the other continents, over in these other countries, but it is soon to come to America. You can read this little part. I ain't gonna read it, but let me get this video for you. Let me make it full screen for you. Let's get this. The dude, he talks weird as hell, but a little willing I can bear it.
Sport and shop openings.
School started over for you.
Berlin, Reuters, Germany's upper house of parliament approved a law on Thursday to give Chancellor Angela Merkel's government more powers to fight a third wave of the coronavirus. The new law enables the national government to impose curfews between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., as well as limits on private gatherings, sport and shop openings. Schools will close and return to online lessons if the virus incidence exceeds 165 cases per 100,000 residents. The law still needs the signature of President Frank-Walter Steinmeier before it can come into force. The changes will apply initially until June 30th. Merkel drew up the law after some of Germany's 16 federal states refused to impose tough measures despite a surge in cases.
So you see that he said that this law came into play, or came into fruition, came into the mind after the federal states didn't want to impose restrictions when things were obviously starting to rise in those states, which, you know, you got Texas and these other states who are lifting restrictions, saying that you don't got to wear your face mask no more. And if, you know, Lord willing, if cases start to rise, that could bring the American government, American president, to come up with the same idea. Let me rewind it for you.
Before it can come into force. The changes will apply initially until June 30th. Merkel drew up the law after some of Germany's 16 federal states refused to impose tough measures despite a surge in cases.
And that's what you see over in America. Even though, you know, cases are still rising, you see these states like Texas, Mississippi, they don't want to impose strict measures. They don't want to toughen the restrictions, man. And Lord willing, that brings America to draw up a plan similar to it, man.
Community mourns young couple hit by car. Malka Leifer faces court over allegations of child sexual abuse. Queensland to open to all of NSW next Monday. Former NAB employee.
See, I don't know what he's talking about right here. So let me, he's talking about some, I think he gets back into it soon.
At Bushfire Royal Commission, Manuela Schwesig, Premier of the northern state of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, said the amendment did not go far enough. This law has a serious design flaw. This law will not bring down infection figures, she told ZDF television. Germany reported a rise of 29,518 coronavirus cases on Thursday, bringing the total to 3.21 million. Some 80,893 people have died, and doctors have warned that unless action is taken, intensive care units may struggle to cope. The 7-day incidence rate rose slightly to 161.1 per 100,000. Reporting by Alexander Ratz. Writing by Caroline Copley. Editing by Steve Orlovsky.
So they said if the states ain't gonna do nothing, we the government is gonna do something. We're not just gonna sit here and let y'all just do whatever willy-nilly, whatever y'all want. So let's see if what states have lifted restrictions over in America, if they haven't. Okay. Map where states. It says map of where U.S. states are tightening, but it's not showing. It shows me. Let's see if scroll down a little bit. See if. Nope. This is where our states stand on reopening. See, I just want a map of which ones are, which ones not. But it's looking like it might not show me. Okay, this is, if it's going to let me get the whole screen, you're going to just, come on, bro. Okay. So this is from April 20th, 2 days ago, 2021. Okay, get out of here. Can I? All right, it said these states are rolling back Crown 19 restrictions, including mask mandates and indoor capacity caps. Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, and West Virginia all moved to end statewide pandemic restrictions like mask mandates and indoor capacity caps. You know, it says in the first week of March, governors in Mississippi, Texas, Alabama, Arizona, West Virginia, and Connecticut announced significant loosening of statewide pandemic restrictions like mask mandates and indoor capacity limits. These states joined several others in loosening statewide, Crown 19 restrictions in early 2021. In 2020, some states like Georgia and Alaska chose never to implement statewide mask mandates. Last September, Florida became one of the largest states to roll back Crown 19 capacity restrictions when Governor Ron DeSantis reopened bars and restaurants to full capacity. So we seeing this stuff happening full on. This is happening in America. We got states who are reopening, no mask mandates, no restrictions, loosening restrictions, no restrictions at all. Full capacity in bars and restaurants, clubs, venues. Yet the virus is still rising. Now I don't know if the virus is rising in the states that was mentioned. Let's see. This is the one. You know, it said okay. So it says new cases are shrinking. We had Texas, Florida. Let's see, West Virginia. West Virginia said this is they said they are shrinking. What was the other one? Alabama, their cases are growing. Mississippi, their cases are growing. So all the cases in that wine red, that reddish purple color, are rising, and the ones in blue are shrinking. But yet they're still rising, man. Alaska, they're shrinking. They never had mask mandate. I think it was Florida, Alaska, and another place I can't remember. But if you want to pause it, look at it real quick, you can. So let's get this other, and y'all couldn't see none of that. It's like. All right, so all right, you heard me, but you can look at it, pause it, do what you want. But let's get this other video real quick, and then get a scripture and enough right there. All right, I think we'll get this. I want to get a little bit. Let's get. You gotta read this. They don't talk, but they show. They don't talk, but they put in like subtitle form. So, if you want to read it, I ain't going to read it out for you. But, but it gets into something else that I want, so.
Auf der Drucksache 28 754 Stimmen. Abgegebene Stimmkarten 656. Mit Ja haben gestimmt 342, mit Nein haben gestimmt 250, Enthaltungen 64. Damit ist der Gesetzentwurf angenommen.
Right here, the people, the citizens of Germany didn't like this, man. It says the vote sparked protests in Berlin, during which multiple protesters were arrested. I believe 100. Out of 1,000 people. It says, let's rewind it again. I'm going to read it for you this time. It says the protesters believe the new change of federal restrictions poses a challenge to democracy. It says as state laws have governed the country since the Second World War. So since World War II, the state laws have overpowered, have been stronger than the federal law. And now you have it that the federal government, the upper house, is saying that's no more. We got the power. Y'all don't have the power. We have the power now. So we seen that. We read that and we seen it in the video as well. So people are upwarring over in Germany, and like I said before, that the brother over in Germany, they seeing it for firsthand, man. We get this last one, then we'll get a scripture.
Dann machen wir bitte weiter. Der kommt sowieso alles im Fernsehen.
Auf Ihre Versammlung einzuwirken. Durch diese Hand.
So the protest was stopped. Look at all these people not wearing a mask. All these people now, it was over 8,000 people. Look at all these people not wearing a mask. Let's see if I can rewind it. All these people not wearing a mask. Probably the majority, over 80%, I'm sure, was not wearing a mask. It was stopped. The government, the police stopped the protest because the participants was not abiding to social distancing rules. That's crazy.
Ja, den suche ich ja. Die ganze Zeit ist er mit uns mitgelaufen. Die ganze Zeit. Immer neben uns gestellt.
Ich habe mich mit sehr vielen Polizisten heute erreicht. Sie wollten uns da
We are, Lord willing, we are in those times, man, when the Lord will begin to visit the world, which He may, because we see that by the signs that He is showing, that we are seeing, man. Though it is not in America, it's happening around the world, man. It's soon to come to America. Soon. So let's get this. 2nd Ezra 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which He made. So as it said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. We as the prophets of Yahweh Shemshah, through the spring prophet Yahweh Shemshah, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, we are measuring the times diligently. We aren't just sitting on our ass, waiting for that day to come. We're actually watching news articles. We are seeing what's going on around the world, not just in America, not just in our states, not just where we live, but around the world, man. That's what most people in this world do. They don't even look at what's going on around the world. They just look at what's going on around them. They just look at what's going on in their state and in their country. They're not looking at what's going on around the world. And this is happening all around the world, man. You know, most of these people are stuck in a bubble. They're stuck in that box, man. And then even then, they don't even look at what's happening in their own country. They don't look at what's happening in their surrounding areas. You know, we through the spirit power of Yahweh, starting with the elders, apostles, GMS, we are measuring the time diligently, which we're supposed to do. We're supposed to warn the people. We're not just supposed to sit here knowing that we Israelites, knowing that so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people and not tell nobody. We're not supposed to just sit here. We're not supposed to know all this, like scriptures say. Let me get this. Where's it at? Okay. Bushel. Or was it bushel? This is Matthew 5. Matthew 5 and verse 14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. So we the light of the world. The prophets are the light of the world. We can't be hidden, man. Verse 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. So when you light a candle, you don't put it under your bed. If you put it under your bed, either your bed's gonna catch on fire, or your room is not gonna be you're not gonna lighten the room. If you put it under the bed, it's not gonna give light to the room. Nobody's gonna be able to see. But if you put it out in the open, then people can see, or it gives people the chance to see. And that's what we do. We are watching news articles, watching news videos, reading reading news articles. We are watching what's going on around the world. We are watching for World War III updates, for microchip updates. We're watching for everything, man, so we can warn the people. Because that's what we're here to do. We are here to warn the people, to warn you so we can get the blood off our hands. You know, that's what we're doing. We are measuring the time diligently. We are looking and watching and hastening the coming of the day of the Lord Yahweh Shai. We're going to tell y'all what's happening. If some major happens, if something happens that the prophets feel is necessary for edification, we're going to bring it out if it help anything that pertains to the scriptures, we're going to bring it out. Okay, verse 2. Let's get one. Let's just go ahead and get 2. 2nd Ezra 9, verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So as we've seen these signs pass, we know through the spirit power of Yahweh Shai, through these scriptures, that the Lord is beginning to visit the world which he made through the signs, man. Through the signs in Matthew 24, the signs in 2nd Ezra 9, and I'm about to show you a sign. 2nd Ezra 15, 16. All throughout the scriptures, we are seeing the signs pass, man. We know Revelation. We know that this is the time, man, when the Lord is beginning to visit the world which he made. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Do we not see uproars of the people right here? Do we not see uproars of the people right here? People in mad, people in angry, uproaring, protesting. We are seeing that, man. We are seeing uproars of the people right now. It says Berlin police confirmed over 150 people had been arrested. And this is only the beginning, man. It's happening in Germany, but it's soon to come to America. Verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end is manifest, man. That word manifest, clear. It's coming, man. It is coming, man. So that's what I wanted to get for you. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, about to the fold. Before I end up, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yasa, Bahashem Rachakadas. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who were willing to taught the truth. And Shalom, peace, blessings, love to the hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May the blessing of elect fall upon your household. Until next time, Shalom, Kwam Yashala, and Abba Shalom.